Recently, I've been shooting a lot of branding content for PT, so I thought I'd do a wee bit of behind the scenes. The difference between the branding content and the aesthetic content is you just dress in the gear that you would wear to perform as a PT, to actually work as a PT. You don't need to be super great shape, you just be in your day-to-day walking around shape. When people look at it, when they come to you, they look at what they've seen and who they meet, and it's the same. If you only post aesthetics and it's lovely posed and it's lit perfectly, whenever people come to you, there's a bit of a disconnect where they're used to seeing you ripped and being a super beefcake, and then they come in and you're not like that, because most people don't walk around like that day to day. One of the best things about the branding content is I come in, we shoot for about 2 hours, and that's your whole month done. And to be fair, if you actually use the images correctly, you wouldn't really need to hire me again. You can use them throughout the year. So we do a lot of different poses. I'll pop some up here, but it's poses where you're turning and looking, or where you're pointing, or holding weights, just doing PT things. When people look at the content, they go, that's a personal trainer. Whenever we have our consultation calls, something that comes up a lot is the fact that they think about the content shoot like the way they think about doing their own content. And a lot of people hate being on camera. They hate doing videos. They hate doing photos. And they think, fuck, I sit down and it takes me like an hour to make one post. It's a nightmare. So then whenever they think about hiring someone, they're thinking in that mindset. When I try to explain, it's the same as me coming to you for personal training. If I did it myself, yes, I could do it. It would take me longer. I would have to learn a lot more. I'd be stressed and just burning my time and energy trying to get something done. Whereas if I just hired you as a PT, you would ask me the right questions. You would use your knowledge you already have, and then you would direct my path. You'd make a plan, food, sleep, training, everything. Everything would be in that plan, which would save me so much time. So it's not like you have secrets that the normal person doesn't have. You have knowledge, understanding, and skill. And that's what I bring to these sorts of sessions. Whenever we start off, people think that it's going to be as stressful as that. So when we have the consultation call, people realize, all right, Liam's actually has a plan here. He knows what he's doing. He's asked me the right questions about my business, so I think I'm in good hands here. And then when they're coming in on the day, we've discussed what they're going to wear and the type of shoot that we're going to do, but they're still thinking, God, I don't know how to pose. I don't know where to stand. I don't know what to do. And that's again where I come in. My job is to make you feel comfortable. So in the long run, I'm saving you time. So say if you're doing one post a day, an hour a day, you're saving by doing a 2-hour shoot. It's saving you time, but it's taking away that stress. It's taking away that constant thinking, like I should be doing this, I should be posting more. What platforms do I post in? What style do I post on what platform? And then the other side of that, when you actually come in, because I've been doing this a long time, I know how to pose you without you having to think about it. And again, in the branding stuff, it's not about posing aesthetically and flexing and being a beefcake. It's about posing in such a way that when potential clients look at the content, you're inviting. And we give you simple cues. So I'll put up a wee video here of me cueing Shelly. So all I want you to do is just change one foot in front. And then you're going to either have your hand on, so whatever foot's in front, you're going to have your hand on, and then elevate everything. Aye. So basically what I'm doing is helping you get your body in the right position so that it stands out more in the photo or in the video if we're doing the hybrid package. If we use this as an example, if I'm leaning back, if I say to you, right, I want you to get 2 dumbbells and I want you to press them, I'll just get 2. If we're going to do a press, for example, a seated shoulder press, if I'm here and I press, but I'm just like, I'm trying to do non-camera face, but we're just sort of doing it. That's probably how you would actually do it, but that's not going to benefit your video or your photo. We're trying to be inviting, remember? So when you think about it, I would push my butt back a bit more, and then I would press here so I'm in a stronger position. I'm going to lift my chin, and then when I press up, and then I come back down again. So here, then if I need to, I can look at the lens. So I might look at the lens as if I'm teaching someone, or look over here as if I'm explaining something for the video. Explain and come back, press, and then back again. One of the prompts I was given the other day was elongating the neck so that you stand taller, you've better posture, and you're more inviting. The way that we did it, it's if you weren't thinking about it in photo terms, it would seem strange, but if I tried to describe it the way most people would describe it would be, and if you try this as you're watching here, lift your head and put your chin out. Most people will lift their head and put their chin out. That is not comfortable. So I would get you to put your head up to the sky first and then just tilt forward. So when you tilt forward, you'll feel your neck just where it opens, and then you press your chin out and that pulls your lats down. This is a much stronger posture and it's much more inviting. Like if I'm doing that directly at the camera, I put my head up, drop it down and forward. That's more inviting than if I'm like this. If my head's down and I'm sort of looking at you like this, chin down covered. And usually when people drop their chin, they drop their chest as well. Whenever we're doing a standing pose, the same sort of ideas apply. If you're standing with your legs locked out, you'll sort of rock a bit and you look a bit unsteady. So a wee bit of soft knees will help that. So I know how to position you to be comfortable without trying to hold an awkward position, to position you comfortably so that you can actually smile through the photo or look mean or look at whatever way you want to look in the photo. The last thing that comes up a lot whenever I'm talking to the clients is that 2 hours seems like an intense amount of time to focus on content. And how am I going to get 2 hours out of my schedule to do this? And I've never once had after a shoot anyone say, actually that felt like 2 hours, that was really hard or stressful. It felt easy, and then whenever you give them their Dropbox link with all the stuff in it, they're like, fuck, that's me covered now for an entire month. This is incredible. So when you think about it, if you were to do 2 hours on your own, it is probably intense. You don't really have a plan and you're stressed. Same as someone that's never been to the gym before. They go to the gym for 2 hours and they come out and they've done nothing, whereas you could take them for 20 minutes and get a much better workout than they got in those 2 hours. So you end up coming in, not only do you have me with you the whole time through it and you feel better about what you're doing, but the tips and ideas that you pick up from me in that 2 hour shoot mix the rest of your content that you shoot on your own. So I would always advise clients to still do stories, still do extra stuff if they can. The more volume you put out there, the more you're going to stay front of mind for people. So you're having all this knowledge in this 2 hour slot, but it's stuff that you learn that you can move on. Same as when you're teaching someone in the gym, the strength isn't just for the gym, it's for real life as well. Content doesn't need to be hectic and stressful and time consuming. Actually, 2 hours can sort your whole month.